We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Never give up. Ever. I spent an entire year streaming to one viewer. My dad. Never give up in a million, billion, zillion years. Do you understand me? I spent the first year of streaming to one viewer. I could have gave up on 365 different days, and I kept going. Because all you need in life is two things: belief in yourself and patience. That's literally all you need. If you believe in yourself and have patience, it's done. Hard work is great, but what if you only work hard for a week? Never ever stop grinding. Oh my god, my dad's calling me. This was the one viewer I had, by the way, my dad. Yo, what's up, Dad?
Yo, congratulations.
Thank you, Dad.
All right, I know that intro had nothing to do with stocks, but I felt that it was an extremely important message, and some of you guys needed to hear it today. It is the simple message of never giving up, and there's a couple other gems that he laid out there. He said you don't have to be the smartest or the most gifted individual, but you can never give up. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to be patient with yourself. He started small. He had one single guy that believed in him, which was his father, a very touching story, and he accomplished something that he never would have thought that he could do, but he realized his greatest dreams simply by believing in himself, being patient, and continuing on. And I have to tell a little personal story about my father, who was a musician, and he had a close friend who was a budding songwriter and a musician, a guitar player, and he came over to visit my dad one day, and he said, hey, I want to make some music. I just don't know where to begin. And they did not have a recording studio. And my father simply took out a little tape deck. I don't know if you guys, some of you are too young to even know what that is. He put in a raw tape. There's a play record button on it. He hit it and he said, let's make some music. And the guy was like, but we don't have a drummer. And my dad went and got a 2x4 and a stick. And he said, well, I'll just lay down a beat track on it and you'll play your guitar and I'll play the piano, and we'll make it happen, man. You can sing, and we'll make some music. On that day, they recorded a full tape of songs, and that particular tape absolutely exploded, with hundreds of thousands of them being distributed and being sold. And he told that story at my father's funeral, and it was always been a reminder to me as I've gone about my journey that even if today it seems as if I'm only getting a small win, it's worth doing. Sometimes things are worth doing badly. Okay, guys, that's your inspiration for today, and you're gonna need it because today we're talking about Tesla, which needs some motivation and some inspiration. And if you're a Tesla shareholder, you're probably looking at your portfolio and crying. I'm gonna dive into the headlines, I'm gonna dive into the problems, and I'm gonna look at the charts, and I'm gonna give you guys exactly what I see as far as where we could be going to and what a reversal moment would look like. This is getting interesting, and this is the time to pay attention to Tesla. I'm sure that out there in Wall Street, there are stocks that are exploding up today, and people are chasing them, and they're buying the top wick of a long string of green candles, and they're gonna get burnt. I've said it before. Yes, we trade the trend, but in the long-term trend, we need to look for local trend reversals, and we need to buy a red journey so that one day we can sell at the top in a green journey. And that's what we're going to look at with Tesla. Is it worth doing that today with Tesla? This is the Stocks with Josh show. The likes feed the algorithm and push the video out to more viewers. If you're not part of this page, drop in gems on stocks and crypto each and every day. On that note, in the Discord, I alerted Tesla trade yesterday, reminded everybody that I was holding puts and that the down journey wasn't over. Those puts printed huge today. And I'm going to share with you guys today that the down journey isn't over yet, and I'm expecting the puts to continue to print. But even in that scenario, I'm going to show you where we could get some pops, some bounces up where it would be better to increase your put position. We're going to go over all of it. Guys, thanks for the likes. Hit this subscribe to join this community. Appreciate you guys. Okay, so what are the problems? The problem with Tesla is that it's one of the worst S&P performers this year. It's so bad that Jim Cramer came out and said, I'm dropping it from the Magnificent Seven. We're going to go on with the Super Six, and we're not even going to pay attention to Tesla anymore. They don't even deserve to be listed amongst the great big tech companies here in the United States that are winning and pushing the economy forward. And you know what? The fact is, from the beginning of the year till now, this thing is down 40%. So it's hard to argue with Jim Cramer today, but we're looking out further down the road as to what the opportunity could be. And I particularly have not given up hope that Elon Musk can turn Tesla around in this extremely competitive environment and make a world-class company rise again. So that's the theme of this video. We got 3 problems and some charts to go over. The first problem is that we've got higher interest rates for longer, an interest rate environment that goes against car sales, home sales, and because of that, those sectors are still struggling. And so there is a demand issue right now because people don't want to go out and get a new car loan in this high interest rate environment. And then the next problem, which is pretty serious, is stronger competition that's outperforming Tesla right now. And you guys know who that is. It's BYD. And it's not just BYD that's pushing back on Tesla's success. You got NIO, Li Auto, XPeng, you got Ford, GM, you've got Volkswagen, Rivian, and Lucid, and obviously many more. And so the fact is you can't afford to make a single misstep in this environment, and it's possible that Elon has made some missteps or at least had some obstacles that he couldn't get over. And then you've got the third problem, and that's what I'm going to call is media FUD. Whenever you're down, the world kicks you. And specifically, here are some of the headlines. Tesla Inc. is maintained at neutral by UBS. Is Tesla's reign over the EV market waning? UBS adjusts Tesla's price target to 165 from 225, maintains neutral rating. It's that last one that really stung. That's an incredible drop from the $200 range, 225 all the way down into the 100, 160 range. That is not good to see from major analysts looking at this stock. But they're not the only analysts looking at the stock, and I'm going to dive into some positive dynamics there in just a minute. But let's go over one more headline. Tesla versus BYD. Tesla plunges on demand woes. BYD ramps up factories. EV price war. It's a full-fledged EV war. And the fact is that in the Q4 of 2023, everybody believes that BYD won. Tesla did have a misstep in that quarter. So BYD seized the crown in Q4 of 2023, and they did it while simultaneously giving major price cuts to the industry as well as significantly making technology improvements. And so it wasn't good. And at this moment, BYD is the #1 seller in Israel. They've entered into the European market, and they have an extremely strong push in Latin America, specifically targeting Brazil, which is all growing economies. And in addition to all of that, there's been rumor about them coming to the States. And so these guys are on the upswing, while Tesla, unfortunately, is on the downswing. Not even going to get into the fact that Elon is under attack in his own country by his own government. That's a whole other problem. But let's just dive a little bit deeper into what some of the other analysts are saying right now. We got good old Cathie Woods is also acknowledging that this is going to be potentially a bad year for Tesla. It's got to get priced into the stock. She said that they might not even make money this year, which is pretty ominous. But she also went on record to say it's time for her to buy the dip. She is buying the dip right now. And so if that comforts you that you are in the company of Cathie Woods, who has been a leader in technology spaces, well, then you'd be buying the dip alongside Cathie Woods. Now, I don't really care so much what everybody's saying. I do care about the BYD news and the fact that they are growing stiff competition in Asia, South America, Europe, and possibly here in the US. That does concern me. But what I really like to look at is what are the charts telling me, because that's how I assess risk. So we're going to break them down. I've got a handful of charts to show you. But before I do, let me take a very quick station break for the MOOMOO investment app. Guys, it's a zero cost to trade platform. They are currently giving away up to 8.1% for you just to put cash into your account. You can grow your cash account, wait for Tesla to dip, and you can buy and hopefully turn around and make some good rewards. They're also offering up to 15 free stock. It's available in the US, Australia, and Canada. I want you to click on the link and check it out if you need better trade tools. Okay, let's start off here with the RSI. Now, This to me is the number one indicator that causes me to get a little excited about where we're at in this move with Tesla. Now, the RSI is on the lower half, below 50% is called bear territory. And so we cannot get bullish on Tesla until we get above the 50% mark, because until then, the bears are just mauling Tesla, and the longer it stays in bear territory, the more it's going to get tore up from the floor up. But we're getting close to a place where the momentum is showing us what's called bullish divergence. And here's exactly what that looks like for those who are learning. It's when the momentum to the downside is not as low as it previously had been, even though the price has come further down. And that's what I see in the RSI. And that typically is an early signal that things are going to change. But of course, we've got to figure out where or when might they change. And I have made a prediction numerous times on this page. I confirmed quite a while ago that we were going down to where we're going right now. I told everybody when we lost 190, we would hit 180. If we lost 180, well, the sky has fallen and we were going to get to 173. And then I said, if we lost 173, it's over. We're getting down to 156. And that is my low target. But I want to tell you that we are going to hit some pops along the way. It's not just going straight down. It could. It could. Tesla likes to typically move faster than I'm often expecting, but an area where I am making a little lump sum buy is at $161.90. And I'm telling you, we could be below that now while I'm shooting the video. It doesn't bother me because I'm accumulating. I'm accumulating on the right side of the chart, hopefully, not huge position size. I've been doing daily buys, and this one's a little bit of a bigger buy, and it's not load the boat time, but I am buying the dip on Tesla because I believe that by the end of this year, I believe that we will see turnaround. And I believe that $315 Tesla's not off the table. I've mentioned it before. If you go back, they did it in 2023. They went from $100 all the way to $300. So why in the world do you think they couldn't go from 156 to 300? It's not impossible for Tesla. Not telling you it's going to happen, but that's what we're going to be watching for. So we want to see if 161.90 is a bounce zone. And here's where I want you to gain some understanding regarding strategies for option puts. If we do get a bounce, the area that we might bounce back up to, and it could take us a day, would be back up to 169. But I would expect that we would fail there. And that would be a place to add or maybe create a put option to ride it further down. You got to be careful. This is not financial advice. There's high risk in put options. Ultimately, the destination for me is 156, and there's a couple other important things in the chart that you need to see about that. In the last 52 weeks, we made a swing low, and that price was $152.37. And here's how charting works. We don't want to break that. It would be bullish, believe it or not, if we've made a series of higher lows. And right now, we made one down at 100. We ultimately came back, made a swing low at 152. And now we want to see if we make a swing low that stops at 156. That would be bullish in my eyes. And in the same way, if we were to break beneath 152.37 and 156 did not hold, then it means that the 140 range has appeared and is on the table. I don't think that's going to happen right now. I'm not expecting it, but it can't be ruled out. My area of interest that I think we'll see a reversal is at 156. And let me remind you that the last time I called an area of interest when we were coming down hard right after January, I said that we would get a bounce and that I was going to be buying in at 175. It went to 175 and 1 penny, and it bounced and we moved all the way back up to $206. So keep in mind that if I'm telling you that 156 might be the bounce zone or the ultimate stop point, it might be. We'll watch it together. We'll see how things turn out. I don't have a crystal ball. It's just what the charts are telling me right now, and we're going to see how those play out. All right, and so to answer, the title of this video is Tesla Dead. It's going to be the charts that communicate that. Right now, the charts are giving us a faint beat of life, right? And so as long as we have these bullish indicators in the chart, like the bullish divergence and a series of higher lows, then it's still alive. We're still tracking it, and I think it's a worthwhile investment, and so do some other analysts, despite the USB downgrade. Kathy Woods is buying, and so is Stocks with Josh. So, to be clear, I am saying that even now, overall, in the next couple weeks, even if we get some bounces, We're likely to go lower. The storm isn't over. It's not all going to get reconciled in one day, but we're going to use the three big indicators I talk about on this page all the time: price, volume, and momentum. We're going to watch the candles, which is the wicks. We want to see a beautiful long tail on one of these candles where the buyers reject the downward price move and buy the candle back up, so it gives us a tail. We want to see a move like that. It'd be perfect if that tail touched 156 for me. Then we need to see follow through, because sometimes people get excited, but we need to have more than just one bullish candle. We need to see a strong green, tall bodied candle following that low wick candle. And that's going to mean that volume has come into the market. And then we'll look at the RSI, and if it continues to show a bullish reversal, a bullish divergence, and it shoots back up and eventually gets above 50%, then we'll know the party has really started. There's the journey in the charts. I wanted to just focus on Tesla today, give it its due. It's an important company, despite what Jim Cramer says. I'm still watching it, investing in it, and making money, even on the downturn. Puts have been printing. It was alerted in the Discord that this is the direction I was taking it after we broke 173. I've been in puts even before that. We're going to continue to track it together. Click the like, hit subscribe, check out the Discord. Got more stuff coming at you, an important Bitcoin video. I'll tell you guys that Bitcoin, I've been saying in the last 3 videos that Bitcoin was not going to stay above that bull cycle 3 red bar. I've showed you guys multiple times on this page. I've told you that we would pull back beneath it and that we will likely come down. We will likely go sideways. If you follow this page, you know that I've communicated that, and it looks as if that's beginning to happen. It means that our portfolios are going to pull back a little bit, but to me, this entire month ahead of us could potentially be a good buy moment, and I'm going to cover that more in depth in my next video. As always, guys, peace and blessings. Never give up, believe in yourself, and be patient.